Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Good afternoon, Philippines. I hope everyone is having a great day. Definitely, I am, and I'm welcoming all of you here. I'm sure everyone is keeping an eye out in the US right now for the elections. Whatever happens there, I'm sure is going to have an impact on everyone. But of course, no matter who wins, whether it's Democratic Biden or the Republican Trump, nothing hurts an economy more than uncertainty, right? Uncertainty is the worst thing for the economy, and I'm speaking as an economist. So one thing for this webinar, my name is Warren. I am the head of business development for Jinko in the Asia Pacific. The purpose of this webinar, my purpose is to create certainty, to create surety, so everyone here can ask their questions. And we're going to talk about the rooftop market for a while, and then we're going to have a Q&A segment. So there's actually a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. So if there's any question you would like to ask any of our panelists, please just add it into the Q&A box, and I can address the questions to our speakers throughout this webinar. So I will be moderating this webinar, but the host here is Sean, who is our Jinko Solar sales manager for the Philippines. So he'll give you a welcome introduction, and he will kick us off as the host for this webinar, and I will jump in again during the Q&A. And if there's any questions, I remind everyone again, you can just add it into the box. So without further ado, let's start this webinar. Sean, please take it away. I'm going to give you the host control now.
All right. Thank you very much, Warren, for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I am Sean Pomperada. I'm the sales manager of Jinko Solar here in the Philippines. And welcome to today's webinar this afternoon. I'm sure all of us are very interested in what will be the certain applications and applicable system solutions for the solar rooftop and utility scale projects. So we have speakers for today. We have Kang from APsmart, who will be discussing about the RSD system solutions. We have also Kevin from Sungrow, who will be discussing the commercial solutions for inverters for their products. And finally, my colleague from Jinko Solar, Ruixi, will be discussing our Tiger Pro panels about the significant advantages of our modules. And like what Warren told earlier, there will be a panel discussion after the talk. So to kick this webinar, I will be sharing my screen and I will be introducing our company. So our mission in Jinko is to optimize energy portfolio and take responsibility for enabling a sustainable future. And our vision is to provide a one-stop shop solution for clean energy and to become an industry leader. So Jinko Solar facts and figures, we are #1 in shipment. We have also delivered 59.9 gigawatts all over the world. We have a market share of 12.6%, a module capacity of 25 gigawatts, and a cell efficiency record of 24.79%. Adding to that, we have 7 global factories, 30 plus service centers. We are also covering more than 100 countries and more than 8,000 annual orders. Here are the other figures for our company. And Tiger Pro, rethink power. Why do we say we should rethink about power? To give a brief background, later on you will be learning more about our Tiger Pro modules. We are now offering up to 580 watts of panels, and this will be very ideal for the utility scale projects. We have a monofacial technology also, bifacial transparent backsheet and dual glass for Tiger Pro panels. And for the distribution market, we are also offering 445 watts of panels. So for the monofacial panels, we have the first year degradation of 2% and the annual degradation from second to 25th year of around 0.55%, and that's averaging by the 25th year 84.8%. And for the bifacial panels, the first year degradation is also 2%, and from the second to the 30th year, more or less around 0.45%. Solution has very diverse application. You can install it in the sand, in the grass, fishery or agricultural areas, and also if you're planning to do a floating solar system, you can also you can also use our bifacial solutions panels. Tiger Pro mass production started Q3 of 2020, and it will reach by the end of 2021 of an annual capacity of 10 gigawatts, totaling of 13 gigawatts by end of 2021. So the future of solar in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's working. So
What's
good.
next for the Philippine market? So with the increasing cost in electricity, I'm sure all of us here in the Philippines know about the cost of electricity are getting high. Solar power can definitely help the consumers save money. We also see a high rise in interest from consumers about solar power and its benefits. For example, there are groups on all social media platforms that are being formed where people collaborate and explore everything about solar. And because of the higher capacity panels, it can be an advantage in both commercial and industrial projects and also in the utility scale aspect. Output generation can be higher thanks to the maximization of areas allotted for solar panels. And like what I always say to my colleagues, to my clients, and to everyone who's interested about solar, now is the time to rekindle our interest in solar and push for a greener power source. So that would be all for me. Thank you very much. And I will be handing over the presentation to the next speaker. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you, Sean, for that welcome speech. And the next speaker for us will be APsmart, Mr. Kang. I've given you the host. You can share your screen and kick us off. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sean, for the introduction. Let me share. Can you see that?
Yep, we can see your screen.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Kang. I am come from APsmart, which actually is one of the division from AP Systems. Let me start. Let me quickly introduce our company, where the APsmart come from, and where is the APsmart rapid shutdown system come from. Our parent company actually located in China, south part of China, named AP Systems. We have been in the market over 10 years. We are mainly focused on the global provide for the module level power electronics, mainly focusing on developing the microinverter product. We already have over 120 countries penetrated into the market, which means we have a sales, marketing, and technical service as well. Let me introduce NEC quickly. What the rapid shutdown means. During the 2014, the NEC posed their rapid shutdown requirement. Basically, they required in the array level, out of the boundary, you need, when the rapid shutdown initiated, your voltage is dropped below the 30 volt within 30 seconds. During the 2017, they updated their requirement from 619.12, get into the array, which means inside of the boundary, within 1 feet array from the module, the voltage needs to drop below 80 volt within 30 seconds after the initial the rapid shutdown device. So you can see on the left side, these already been adopted over 33 states in the US, and there are more as coming. So this standard is pretty much already adopted into the US market right now. So how the industry going to react? We actually joined an organization named the SunSpec Alliances, which is industrial alliance focused on the communication in renewable energy. And they already published the product, which means the organization published the standard to follow, to adopt this NEC standard into the market. They regulate the communication protocol which all the manufacturer needed to follow inside of our licenses, and we go that way. Basically, what they require two parts. One, actually, you can see is transmitter. It's on the inverter side. Another device will be the receiver, which is located on the module side. What the function is, the transmitter will send over, we call it heartbeat signal, is a PLC communication, and through the power line to the receiver. When the receiver receives the signal, then they turn on the PV module power output. When the off break start, which means initiated the rapid shutdown, the transmitter stopped out of the power and they stopped sending the signal. And if there is no heartbeat signal, the receiver shut down the module right away. So that's the whole process. This is our receiver, we call it RSD/S/PLC. What's their feature and structure? First of all, you can see from the picture, it's very light. It's very simple design. And we only try to fulfill the NEC 2017 requirement and the sound spec communication requirement. So we don't have like monitoring systems. We don't have like all the functional, which additional. So we keep simple as much as possible. And there is a reason for that later on. I'm gonna talk about. Flexible. You can see we come with the racket. Basically, I can show you, sorry, in the picture here, if you allow me to see this. Can you see that? All right, so there is a bracket on each individual device. So you can just clip on backside of your frame on a module anywhere. It's very flexible. You don't need to join on the hole. And it's very feasible for the bifacial module, which is not shading on the backside. And also for right now, the oldest half-cell design, they put in the corner side, the J-box, is very good on that as well. Reliable. We integrate a lot of the components from PCB into our own IP design, RSD ASIC chips. So we get a fewer electronic components on the PCB, so we get a higher reliability on the board as well. So semiconductor reliability is much higher than PCB board. Powerful. It's very interesting. We learned because we did developing the module level power electronic over 10 years experiment. We learned our technique could cause lower the minimum operating voltage from 7.7 volt only. Most product in the market right now is about 12 to 13 volt starting point, which means in the early morning and late afternoon, our device will turn on your PV module earlier, around like 10 to 15 minutes, and it will shut down your module power output later compared to other applications, which means on daily basis, you get 20 to 30 minutes extra power. So if you count to 25 years to how much energy actually consumed, that's a lot. Compatible. During our design, we put a bleed down circuit into our device, which means we can survive the reverse current up to 15 amp. This is very critical right now because I had experience, a lot of customers asked me about the PV plus storage system, which is a hybrid system. They highly require some kind of control on the system level from the DC side. And if you are not carefully design the systems, you are short-term and reverse current as well. And also, it's easier when you design the system, it's not balanced on the strings. So we have that protect as well. Outdoor keys, it's very simple design. Basically, is we have transmitter, right? They have another equipment we call the transmitter, which is sending the signal. We put this transmitter along with our power supply into a box. We integrated it as a product. Basically, you can see from this picture, there is 2 CT along with that. Actually, I can show you that here. And see. Yeah, so on the bottom you have the screen, and this is the CT, so you can just screw in there to make the connections. Each CT, they can go through 10 strings. Each string, you can go up to 30 PV modules, which means each CT, you can go up to 300 PV modules. Our transmitter allow the maximum 2 CT in one device. So the maximum would be the 600 PV module when you design your system. This is our troubleshooting tool. Basically, you can see here. Inside the box, you have 2 ports. One is the cable, another one is the device. They have 2 functions. This upgraded device, one function is detecting mode, which means you can scanning your power line or your transmitter to get signal from the heartbeat. Another function will be transmit mode, which means you can do debugging or troubleshooting. This device can generate heartbeat signal. So you can just put it into your module and the device together to test if these failed or not. We did a lot of developing cooperation with Jinko Solar. So we can see this is our rapid shutdown PV module with the Jinko Solar. The key point is you don't need to worry about the rapid shutdown when you purchase this kind of product. And it's very reliable and safe in the system. There are 2 types of installation you can see listed here. If you did purchase our Earth-rated PV module, you just link them together as normal PV module. There are no actual need. But if you were only purchased our RSD device, which is a receiver on it, so you can see you can connect with easily connect with our device with different kind of the module on the back. Also, for the outdoor keys installation, there are 3 key points I'd like to point out. The input wire from here, you need to pay attention on this. It should be coming in from the same AC branch as the string inverter. And when you switch off your grid, your transmitter power will be out. Then there is no heartbeat signal transfer. That's the whole point, your rapid shutdown requirement. Also, you need, when you connect with your wiring, you need a polarize, which means you must be all possible go through this CT or on negative, or go negative, go through this one. You don't want to mix them, a positive and a negative, because the signal will be messed up. We also have two types of the power supply for the transmitter. One is for 85 to 264 volt. Another one is for 180 to 550 volt. That's for single phase and three phase applications. We also, because the sun-spec alliances is quite a bit adopted into the US market already, so a lot of inverter manufacturer already produced and certified by the sun-specs. So in case you did purchase the sun-spec RST certified Xing inverter, you don't need our transmitter PLC. Please notice that, because we are very compatible. So you just purchase our receiver and we work perfectly. Overall review with this installation. So you can see the key point on the CT limitation, which means I said it's a 10 string, right? But the real limitation actually is 150 amp per CT. So for instance, if you have a system design, but each string you only have about like 10 or less than 10 amp, and which means you can actually go up, go over the 10 string. You can like 10, 11 or 12, as long as your overall current will be less than 150 amp, should be okay. The second key point will be from the positive in the inverter to the negative back to the inverter. The distance would be 300 meters, about like 1,000 feet. Again, I just reinforce the information. The transmitter need to be get the same AC circuit as well. We had all the certification already, including the TOV. We got a UL 1741 edition 2 from the CSA as well, and we also have a sun-spec certified. We have already a lot of the cooperating partnership with us, and you can see there are three major system companies in the Philippines around here already. Right, that's about that. Thank you.
Hey, Kang, there's a question from one of the audience regarding your RSD. How compatible is it with the regular MC4 connectors as well as the Jinko connectors?
How? Again, please.
The question is, for your rapid shutdown system, what is the compatibility with the MC4 connector, the junction box connectors?
Oh, well, we do both. From the manufacturer, we can do the MC4 original, we also can do MC4 compatible. It depends on the customer. But in the US market, actually, we only support the MC4 original. That's because of the marketing specialty. But in the Philippines, it's very flexible. Depends on the customer requirement.
Great. I think that answers the question. Thank you so much, Kang. And we will go to the next speaker, who will be from Sungrow. Kevin, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. I will make you host and you can start your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so thank you. Hello, guys. Thank you for your time to join us the webinar, and thanks to Jinko Solar invite me to join this webinar. So my presentation is about Rooftop project. The topic is how to maximize your rooftop solar benefits in Philippines. There's 3 parts, and let's start from the first part with Sungrow. Sungrow is the world's most bankable inverter brand. According to the Bloomberg's research, which is released in last July, Sungrow is #1 supplier in financed projects and 100% bankable brand. So, which means if you your project using Sungrow inverter is most likely to get money from bank. So our market share, global market share is more than 15%. Hopefully this year we can hit 20% global market share. And in Philippine market, our market share is more than 40%. Our business, we have totally 6 business, includes PV inverter, ESS, floating PV system, project development, EV controller, and wind energy converter. So the first 4 business, we have presence in Philippines. So now we have 4 teams working in Philippines, and we had the office in Makati, sales office, and also we have warehouse in Cavite. We enter this market, we enter some Philippine market since 2013, and we established our local service team and the local warehouse since 2014. So we already in this market for 7 years. So Sungrow's factory, now our factory is the world's largest inverter factory. We had a global production capacity around 50 gigawatts per year, and mostly in China factory, and the rest in the Indian factory. And also we had 6 gigawatt and 6 gigawatt hour ESS production. So since we already had more than 120 gigawatt installation globally, so all this installation can generate 129 billion kilowatt hour of clean electricity, and also offsets 103 million tons of CO2 per year. Here is about Sungrow's global service team. We had the service team in more than 60 countries, and we have more than 50 service outlets and more than 20 international subsidiaries. Okay, so next part is about the product and the solution. Here is our commercial and industry product family. We totally had 6 products available in Philippine market. As we all know, Philippine market, the grid configuration is quite complicated compared with other market. So in the low voltage side, we can see we have 3-phase 400 volt. We also have 3-phase 480 volt and 3-phase 230 volt. So Sungrow's product can cover all these configuration. And our main stream product is 110 kilowatt, is 3-phase 400 volts. But we also can support, provide one product which is 60 kilowatt, is the SG60CX US, which already integrated transmitter, PLC transmitter. So that is, as mentioned by Mr. Kang, if you have a transmitter integrated inside inverter, you don't need buy any other device, only the receiver is okay. So this is very popular in Philippines, and this model is very competitive in Philippine market. We already have many references in US market actually. And also this year, we released one product. It's 25 kilowatts. Its three-phase 230 volt. This product is we see in Philippines around I think more than 20% of the project have this kind of requirements. So we released this year, and it will be available by end of this year. Here's a typical configuration of a rooftop project, which include PV module, inverter, data logger, and AC panel meter, and also the monitoring. So what Sungrow can supply is we can supply, of course, our main product is the PV inverter, but we also can supply the for the hardware we can have the communication box, and we have a Wi-Fi dongle, and for the software we can provide iSolar Cloud, which is based on the web, and also you can download our app from Google Play. You can install it on your cell phone and check the status of your PV power plant. So in this typical configuration, we can see Sungrow's inverter. Here is we just take 110 kilowatt as an example, and we also can have many inverter connect in the parallel. And on the DC side, we have AFCI protection to protect the module. If anything problem, we can shut down immediately. So here is next is some key features about Sungrow's string inverter. The first is about longer running time. As we all know, in Philippine market, the sun radiation in Philippines is very good, and also we have very good sun radiation at sunrise and sunset time. So Sungrow inverter can enhance PV panels performance since we have low voltage, low startup voltage. When the voltage exceeds 200 volts, our inverters start to work. So that would be very good in Philippine market at sunrise and sunset time. And the next feature is about the PID. All of our string inverter had built-in PID recovery. As we all know, in Philippine market, we are Iceland country. We have more than 7,000 Iceland. So in many Iceland is very close to the sea. So the humidity and the correction is quite significant. So we need to consider about it. So for Sungrow's string inverter, all string inverter, we have built-in PID recovery, which can recover to the nominal power after repair. And next feature is about the correction. We know in Philippines the correction is quite significant, and we have our string inverter. We upgraded to IP66 protection design, and also it had a high anti-correction rating at C5. Previously, in many countries, maybe C4 is enough, but in Philippines, I suggest we can use C4 product, C5 product. It would be good benefits for the long lifetime. Next feature is about building a surging arrestor. So since we are Iceland country, so many we had a regular lighting and certain weather. So it's very necessary to have a building surge arrestor. We had a type 2 SPD for AC side and type 1 and type 2 SPD for the DC side. Next is about AFCI function. Now all of Sungrow inverter is our standard configuration with AFCI function, which had dual closed loop self-learning algorithm, and it also had a DC side healthy diagnosis. It have 3-level detection up to 99.9% accuracy. Also, we can work together with the rapid shutdown device. As I mentioned, one of our products, the US version, it already integrated transmitter inside. So which means if you buy the module and the receiver, it's enough to work together with our inverter to realize the rapid shutdown. For the AFCI, we already got the report. It's the first AFCI report certified by TUV in global. The next part is the Sungrow in Philippines. Philippine market, since we already entered this market since 2013. So we have many local. We already have more than 20 local employers in Philippines. Our sales office, our warehouse, our technical call center, which our call center is which is to support global market, global service. We have more than 10 people, around 10 people in call center, and we have a repair center in Philippines. Philippines is our repair center for Southeast Asia. So that means all the broken product will be shipped to Philippine repair center, and we do the repairment in Philippines. After repairment, we will send it out to our clients. And we also had a training academy in Philippines. For the central inverter, we can go to the site to do the commissioning, supported commissioning with our client. And for the string inverter, we can support by online. Here's some reference in Philippines. Until now, Sungrow already had more than 600 megawatt installation. Half of them is we shipped out this year. This year we already shipped out more than 300 megawatt. Okay, that's all. Thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Hey, Kevin, there's a couple of questions from the audience. First question is, does Sungrow inverter have a limiter?
Yes. For Sungrow inverter, we can work together with the limiter meter to realize zero export, because many projects in Philippines, they require zero export function. So Sungrow's inverter, we can provide this meter, and also we can you can name the meter, and we can do the compatible work together with this meter. You can provide some parameters. We can do this work. It's no problem. And also we can provide the meter together with our inverter.
Another question is, what is the available Sungrow central inverter for Philippines?
Now the most popular central inverter is the 3.4 megawatt central inverter, which we already shipped out more than 300 megawatts this year. And we also had other model like the 2.5, like the 1.5 and the 1.25. So the most popular is 3.4. I also suggested this model is which is very competitive both in commercial and technical.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Kevin, for the presentation. It was very informative.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Warren.
Okay. The next presenter is Ruixi from our Jinko product management department. She'll give us a little talk about what Jinko is offering for the Filipino market. So Ruixi, I'm going to give you the host. Okay, you can start your presentation.
Okay, thank you, Warren. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ruixi Zhang from Jinko Solar Global Product Management. So I'm really glad to be here. And today I'm going to introduce the Tiger Pro series and also make a comparison between 210 and our 182 Tiger Pro series in the LCOE perspective. First, according to the Bloomberg, the LCOE trend has displayed and even predict the downwards of the cost on major electricity generation method, which includes the coal, wind, and PV with tracker and fixed tilt. Every method is getting cheaper, especially for PV system. The whole power industry is facing the challenge to generate the power with lowest cost. Looking at the Jinko products, along with the escalating of power class for Jinko modules, the LCOE has decreased accordingly. From 410 Cheetah to 600 watt Tiger Pro, the LCOE has decreased for 78%. The module efficiency has increased to 21.4%. This is benefit to the technology innovation, and especially looking back to the past, we have PERC monocrystalline, and nowadays the Tiling ribbon technology that applies to Tiger series, Tiger and Tiger Pro series has made the efficiency move to the next level. And our Tiger Pro series here is a portfolio of our products. We have highly valued customers' choice. We provide very flexible options on technologies and module design. For our 72 pieces, we have both monofacial and bifacial modules. The monofacial one has maximum power class to 535 to 530. And for the bifacial modules, we have 530 and 525 watts. The bifacial modules have two functions. The one is with our classic two-bond Tedlar film, which is highly reliable, and it has self-cleaning features. As also, it has more advantage in temperature coefficient. And for 78 pieces, the maximum power can reach 575. We have bifacial with transparent backsheets, which is also with two-bond Tedlar film. And by adopting the transparent backsheet, our 78 pieces have both the high power class and a very lightweight, which will save the cost on transportation and make the module installation become easier because it will be lighter and the labor cost will be much less than dual glass. And looking at our star technology, the Tiger Pro, we have adopted multiple bus bar, which will decrease the power loss effectively. And we also use the half-cut technology, which will improve the shading tolerance by splitting the full cell into half cells. And the last one is the Tiling ribbon, which will eliminate the cell gap and therefore increase the module efficiency. And here we use a circular ribbon. The circular ribbon will be pressed in the pressing process to flat, so which is at the overlapped area. In this process, our cell gap will be eliminated to negative 0.5 to negative 0.5 millimeters, and therefore increase our module efficiency by 0.4% and increase the energy generation by 1.55%. Along with the promotion and the escalating of market share of Tiger Pro series, we have more and more compatibility with our downstream providers, including our inverters and trackers. For inverters, our Tiger Pro series will be able to compatible with string inverters and centralized inverters. And there are several suppliers that can be compatible with us, which includes one of our guests today, Sungrow and Huawei and SMA, as well as the power electronics. And for trackers, where our module design enables us to be installed in 1P and the 2P system, and Architect Solar, Next Tracker, Soltech, and Airy will be compatible with our modules. And now let's looking at the LCOE parts. The LCOE for Tiger Pro series, LCOE has shown a great advantage in this area. The LCOE, by looking at the formula, the LCOE equals NPV of total cost over lifetime divided by NPV of total electricity generation. By applying NPV, we precisely evaluate the very realistic money that we spend in total 25 years instead of the initial capital. The net present value considers the inflation and opportunity cost. And for project owner, it is crucial as it considers the whole lifetime benefits instead of just for now. And in the expanded formula here, I have highlighted 4 major factors which will directly lead to lower LCOE through module selection. The first is the EPC cost, which includes the cost on purchasing the modules, and then is the land expenditures in year end, and next one is the maintenance cost. As I mentioned, that our transparent backsheet has a self-cleaning function, which enables the transparent backsheet modules can save more expense on module cleaning. And down there is electricity generation in year end. Very straightforwardly, the more power we can generate, the more effectively our money has been spent. Here, we have done a BOS comparison among Tiger Pro 72 half-cut, 78 tailing ribbon with G12 55 pieces and G12 60 pieces based on a 2P tracker designing. And we take Tiger Pro 72 half-cut as a baseline and to comparing these other 3 modules. Here are the major factors that plays the most crucial roles on evaluating BOS that will be affecting by the module selection. The first is the module power. Apparently, when the project size is determined, the module number will be defined by this feature. And the number of installable module per string and the string number per tracker, these 2 factors are defined by the module parameters and module dimensions, which will comprehensively impact the mounting cost. And also next is the power per tracker, and the torque tube length per support and support total length will generally reflect the cost of mounting system. But it is not linearly related to this, because in mounting system, the pile cost weighs the most, followed is the torque tube, and per lane consists the smallest part. And at last is the centralized inverter, which we assume that for each designing, we all use one centralized inverter, and also a combiner box cost. And here is our conclusion on making that comparison. The bar chart represents the breakdown BOS, and line charts represent for the overall BOS cost. And for each module, we take two scenarios into consideration. The one is non-extreme condition, and the other is extreme condition. By dividing these two conditions, we are evaluating by the wind speed of the project location. In the bar charts, the yellow parts indicates the tracker labor installation, and the orange parts is the cost of DC cable installation and DC combiner box, which is very small parts of it. And the very big parts is the green parts, which consists of the tracker cost, and which also reviewed the tracker cost is the second biggest cost of a PV power plant, and the first one is of course the module expenditures, and the gray parts is the BOS cost that excluded all three that I mentioned, and we simply classify them others. And what is the most noteworthy and valuable finding is the two lines. The orange line represents the overall cost on non-extreme condition, and the navy one is in extreme condition. Jinko 585 have a significant advantage in non-extreme condition here, and which apply to the non-extreme condition will applies to most of the project scenario, and in extreme condition, M12 only have a slight will only have a slight advantage. But in ultra high speed region, normally the system designer will use a metric design, which will apply the outer area to be highly wind resist and inner area with normal design. So in general, the advantage in normal wind speed, which is non-extreme scenario, the advantage here will much more outweigh the disadvantage in ultra high wind speed area. And thank you very much. This is basically my speech today, and enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Well, the afternoon is still ongoing, so let's have everyone enjoy the afternoon first. And thank you, Ruixi, for that wonderful presentation. After this, we're going to have a discussion, but before that, I would like to introduce some of our distributors that we have signed on in Philippines. Currently, Jinko is going to focus on the distribution market in the Philippines, and it's going to be a very important segment for this industry. So we're spending some marketing dollars on it, and I'm very, very happy that we have signed on these distributors. Sean, would you like to introduce them?
Yeah, sure. I will introduce them. So first is ZDW Greenwatt. I think they're inside the room already. And the next is Sunfish, represented by Cindy Manlapaz. They're a solar energy provider focused on building solar solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential rooftops. And also we have guys from Mauneng, Mr. Hamitz Antonio, the project head, and the procurement manager, Ms. Joanna Bueno. So for brief background about Mauneng, they are part of the Mauneng Group, whose headquarters is in Australia, and mainly focusing on the engineering, procurement, and construction of solar PV systems. So yeah, those are our distributors who are inside the webinar now.
Great. Thank you all, and thank you for coming. Jamit and Joanna, if you are happy to jump in during the discussion, I'm happy to have you guys here and to discuss the market as well. So Kang, Kevin, Ruixi, and Joanna, and Janet, if you'd like to on your camera, and we'll start the discussion now. Okay. If there's any questions for the Q&A, please feel free to ask, and I can ask it online. But for now, the first question I'd like to ask, Kevin, the first question I think is for you. How has the market been progressing in the Philippines in the last few years, and what do you think of the market today?
Thank you for asking. I think because Sungrow we entered this market since 2013, so we know many projects in the past 7 or 8 years. So I think the past several years, Philippines market actually we already had Philippines is the second country in Southeast Asia who build this large-scale solar power plant. So I think the first project is since the end of the 2013. So during 2013 to 2016, I think the Philippine market is a FIT project. We had a FIT 1 and FIT 2. And so after that, maybe 2 or 3 years, it's almost no project in Philippine market. So, but we still in this market, we keep all of our local employer. We just want to see what will happen next. So since last year, 2019, we see many projects, many owners that start to design, start to the SIS system inspection study. And this year, many projects already start construction. That's why for this year, I think the total market capacity is around 500 megawatt. Because Sungrow we already shipped more than 350. So the next few years, I think I'm quite optimistic for the next few years because I think next year for the large scale power plant it should be around more than 500 megawatt, and for the rooftop is around 150 megawatt. Wow. And although the market is the large scale power plant still takes the majority of the market share, but we can see very quick increasing for the rooftop project. So that's why Sungrow now we want to focus to have pay more attention on the rooftop project. That's because as we all know, Sungrow is very popular since everyone knows Sungrow is a very professional in central inverter. But actually, we also professional in string inverter. We had many, last year, our shipment, the shipment of the string inverter already more than beyond the central inverter last year. I think this year, the total shipment of the string inverter should be double than central inverter. So that's why we already have we established the many local entities like the local warehouse, local hotline, local sales office. We had 4 teams working in Philippines, totally more than 20 employers now. So we are very happy. We want to see a huge, we already see huge potential in this market. So we want to grow with this market. We're always there. So anyway, let's see what will happen in next few years. Thank you.
Well, that's a very good answer, Kevin. And Sean, I can see you nodding away. Do you have something to add? And what do you think is going to be the industry like for the next few years?
For the next few years, I may have to agree with Kevin. I'm very optimistic in the growth of solar here in the Philippines, especially with the government policy for the renewable portfolio standards, wherein the distribution utilities and electric cooperatives should have a minimum of 10% energy mix in the getting their energy mix in the renewable power. So solar is very much part of the renewable energy. That's why you can see many inquiries from different customers already building that are planning to develop solar power plants and solar rooftops. So yeah, for the next 5 years, I think there will again be a boom in the solar industry here.
And currently in solar in Philippines, is it only utility and rooftop? Are there any other applications of solar in the Philippines that you can see is happening over there?
Yes, there are a few studies and one existing application for off-grid type, meaning doing it in the islands wherein there are limited power supply from the electric cooperatives. They are being powered by solar, battery, and diesel generator sets. So that project is in Mindoro. I think most of the Filipinos here are familiar with that project. So, and there are other applications that are still on study, but mainly those three: off-grid, rooftop, and utility scale projects are the main focus here.
Actually, there are a lot of government policies around the world that has supported this industry. Of course, the main one is Southeast Asia that everyone knows and is well known is Vietnam, when there's a huge boom in the solar market over there. Is the government very focused and very supportive of the solar business in the Philippines?
Not just in solar, but the entire renewable energy in general. Recently, a few days back, the Department of Energy here in the Philippines had a press release that there will be no more new coal power plant applications, and they're pushing for renewable energy already. So I think the trend now in the Philippines, not just with solar, but other renewable energy platforms, it will, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, the boom of renewable energy here will definitely increase.
Okay. Kang, I think the next question I would like to ask you. Solar, as you know, has been always been innovative and moving forward and trying to create something new. And given that you are based in the United States and you are handling rapid shutdown, what are new technologies in solar have you seen that is coming up, and what do you think is going to be the next thing in solar? And even for your rapid shutdown, is the market share for rapid shutdown, do you think it will go up? Do you think it will increase?
Definitely, yeah. Since 2000, we're talking about the NEC 2017 right now, but actually there already been, I think, 3 or 4 states adopt 2020 already. There is no difference between NEC 2017 versus 2020 too much. They just have an additional line to get extra certified by the UL for additional box. But you need to look at it maybe 2023 as well is coming. And I think they already finished the public collection stage. And right now they should starting writing in the detail about this requirement right now. So yeah, this is a very rapid shutdown has become a very big topic because you look at it, it's really a small device, but actually they have a big impact. I saw too many failures just because of this small device, and your whole system just gone. Whatever you have, how good PV modules, how good the inverters, it's just not working. So it's very critical, and the customer service will be very critical as well because people will come out with question like how reliable your product would be. So that's why we are very much focusing on to improve our reliability in the field. Our product warranty is for 25 years actually to the customer. So it's quite a bit of time, and we need to work on that. It's a huge effort. Second thing I have seen doing since 2019, is more coming into 2020. The storage, PV and the storage is become more and more popular in the U.S. market, especially during this pandemic period of time. In California, I know the PV plus storage market increased a lot. I'm not sure if I'm right or not, but personally, since everybody was in home, the way people consuming the electricity is differently. Because personally, my house already experienced the hour breakout more frequently compared to before. So I think the utility had been noticed that change, and they want to do something about that pretty soon. And yeah, so put an eye on the PV plus storage is probably the next big thing in the field.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. Energy storage, PV storage is going to be a very big thing in our industry. Even Jinko Solar is going to expand and penetrate that market as well. So energy storage in Philippines and around the world will be something that we are all looking forward to. And Kevin, do you have an opinion on energy storage in the Philippines, or even from Sungrow's perspective?
For the energy storage, this is a very interesting asking, I think, because actually for Sungrow we have 4 business in Believing Now. One is PV inverter, another is ESS. So for me, I'm in charge of the PV and BSS business in Believing. So I have some recognition about it. So recently we got a lot of inquiry from Philippine market about the ESS. So for the ESS, I think there's some 3 application. First is we using the ESS to minimize the renewable energy impact to grid. This is first, and second is we use this ESS to output a stable renewable energy. As we all know, the output of the PV is not stable; it's a flexion. So the third is we using some project we using ESS. We add ESS in order to get a better electricity price for the PV for the developers. So this is what for the on-grid system. Actually, we also have some off-grid system. Off-grid, as we can see last year, and in Palawan, the west of Philippines, many projects there have requirements on the ESS. When you install the PV, you need to add maybe 10% or 20% ESS. So that is also a very big market. And for the on-grid, we see recently many projects it used for the frequency regulation, and also maybe start from 2023. I think the renewable energy and the ESS they're working together to do the smoothing or do the shifting, energy shifting. It will be very popular in Philippine market. We already do some study about it. So let's take an example. For example, if we using PV, one PV project, we add an energy storage system to smoothing the energy out or to shifting the energy output. So the total cost, let's say if we choose one place in Philippines, let's say Pangasinan or Tarlac, I think these two places had the best sun radiation in Philippines. The sun radiation is around 1900. So in these two locations, if we see next year we're using battery to smoothing or shifting, the total cost is around 9 cents per kilowatt hour. It's really higher compared with previous cost, but if you consider the energy output is very smooth, or the energy out is very good quality. So some great company like Morocco, they want to buy this kind of electricity. So that's why I see it will have very good potential in next few years. We also have some calculation about this kind of project. If you are interested in it, you can contact me with me. I will send you some details about our calculation, our financial model about it.
Okay, great. Thanks for the answer, Kevin. Ruixi, I'm going to ask you a question because you look like you're going to fall asleep. So I'm going to decide. I'm going to tease you a bit. There's a question from the audience. Is there a video demonstration of the self-cleaning function of the Tiger module?
Yes, I was typing that answer. So I may not be very clear on these parts because the transparent back sheet will not become a transformer that can wipe himself up. It's because of the special material. So the dust combined with the water of the rainwater or the mud, it is less likely to be stick at the back sheet. So that is comparing with glass. So if you put a transparent backsheet and a glass over there, after a year, I believe there would be less dust on the backsheet, on the transparent backsheet comparing with the glass. So that's what we say about the self-cleaning function. It's not there would be a genie coming out and wiping it up. Yeah, so there isn't a video.
Well, maybe one day, that can happen.
Yeah. Hope so.
Actually, from product management side, and since Joel actually asked the question, how has COVID affected the market demand in general? Coming from product management, would you be able to comment on the challenges that the PV manufacturers have been facing recently regarding supply?
Yes. So in this special time, and we can say the global markets is slowing down because many countries are locking down, so there would be less installation, but the demand is still there. And I would say there after the COVID-19, I believe there would be a boost of the demands because there are much more a delay of projects, and also due to the international transportation, over the sea in many countries, it has been very hard to book a ship and book a container to send things. So the overall cost is increasing, in the transportation way. So I think what will affect the demands is the demands will delay for a while, but I believe after the COVID-19, it will just jumping back to where it was.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that opinion, and I think COVID-19 is going to be a stopgap measure. So there's going to be some slowdown in demand and some slowdown in supply, but things will go back to normal in time.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Kang, there's a question for you in the Q&A. What advantages does APsmart RSD have equivalent to your competitors?
Well, you mean compared to our competitor?
Yeah, the question is Tigo.
Well, no, I won't say that. I think better. Well, like I introduced from my previous slides, we do get a better or more power output from your module because of our lower starting up the voltage, 7.7. So far, the most positive feedback I get from the installer is easy install. it's so much easy to install our devices. You don't need to join the hole, or you don't need to doing that. Think about what's the most headache from the installer. How complicated they install that into their system. And if there's something wrong, they have to go up and tear up all the modules and doing that again. And then there are truck costs. There are a lot of time-consuming labors. That's one of the things we are really take the advantage of our product. And also, our device is very simple. We're only targeting on the NEC 2017, the rapid shutdown requirement. We don't put any monitoring functionalities or optimizing. Some also customer ask me about why don't we just combine it with optimize? We thought about it in the beginning when we designed the device, but based on our experience and currently we found out in the other applications they do have a lot of I call it noise issue. Is that maybe you heard about they do have in the system called the AFCI, unwound tripling issue, because interfere with the R4 signal with a string inverter, so they cause the system frequently shut down by that. We did a deep study on that, and we found out why. That's because of some kind of a spectrum a noise range interfere with each other. So that's why we, when we design our product, will be really well controlled the spectrum noise range to try to away from R4 or arcing the noise. So our device will never have that kind of issue. Actually, it's become big advantage right now because I did get a call from a lot of system customer required to replace the old system by our device. And because we are Southback Alliance, our PLC communication is feasible with different inverter already been certified, or even if not certified, we have outdoor kits which have a individually outdoor communication channel in there. So it's basically independent compared to an inverter as well. So yeah, that's another advantage with that. So yeah, it's better. Yeah.
I believe you. Okay, thank you, Kang. I have only one last question, unless someone else has questions in the Q&A. But for Sean, I'd like to ask, since you have EPC experience in the Philippines as well as solar sales experience, if someone is interested in putting a solar system on their roof, is interested in solar generation, what should they know and what steps should they take to get this installed?
First of all, you should have all the permits ready, because we don't want to be penalized in constructing a rooftop project and we have no permits. And the permits are different from it's different from EPC and PPA. PPA has a lot more permits and usually takes, I think, a year maximum for the permitting side for the PPA. If everything goes well, because you have to apply for Department of Energy permits, energy regulatory permits, also building code compliance and everything. Whereas in EPC, since it's just a straight construction type, it will only take about 4 to 5 months to do the permit and maybe 1 to 2 months of construction. So that's the main difference for EPC and PPA projects. And also, you have to consider also the weight of the panels. Usually, we have, from my previous experience, there has been problems with the panel weight that the clients need to do a reinforcement on their roofs. They need to have a retrofit works to be done, and it's an additional cost to the client. So they need to to consider that also. And you should also consider the average demand for a whole year. From January to December, the usage of electricity is not equal. For example, in the summer months, March, April, May, June, the consumption of the clients are high. And also during November and December, since it's a holiday season here in the Philippines, the consumption is high. But the rest of the days, especially when it's the rainy season, there will be lesser consumption because there might be blackouts that's happening around the area. So we have to consider the overall demand, the average demand of the client before making a design for the client that can optimize and maximize the panel capacity and the system.
Okay, thank you, Sean. I'd just like to mention to everyone here in the Philippines that currently we have 2 sales managers in the Philippines. So Jinko has 2 sales managers. One is Sean and one is Arif. Arif was telling me that I should mention his name because he was feeling a little bit left out. So, hi, Arif. How are you?
Hi, Arif.
Okay, thank you all for coming. That's all the questions I have. There are actually some Sungrow inverter questions on the Q&A, Kevin. If you would like to answer them on the Q&A, that would be great. Other than that, I would like to share with you guys one thing. There will be a online exhibition organized by Terrapin in November 16 and 17. So this is an online exhibition that is created by a very, very strong organizer. So there are going to be a lot of companies involved, and this online exhibition is both for the Philippines and for Vietnam. So I feel that it is fairly good exhibition. I'm going to share the web page on the screen right now. So a lot of my staff from Vietnam, and my staff from Philippines will be involved. So you'll be able to come down, meet some of my guys, talk about the applications of solar, and get to learn more, and just connect with us. So feel free to register yourself. This is I think free for guests to come. So feel free to come and meet us in this solar show in the Philippines and Vietnam. If there's any other questions, you can email us at Jinko, or if there's any questions for APsmart and Sungrow, please feel free to email us for a quotation or for a contact, and we'll be happy to send you that. So if there's no other questions, thank you so much for coming. Oh, actually, there's one more question here that I would like to answer. Ruixi, when will the Jinko Solar 580 watt peak module be available?
485.
580.
Oh,
Tiger Pro.
585 Tiger Pro. Yes, I think it will be next year Q2 probably. And yes, it is more depending on the sales efficiency, and we will keep updating our roadmap to our distributors and our sales, and they will release the most accurate timing on the 585 modules.
Yeah, that is a very diplomatic answer. But for me as business development, I would like to say, yeah, Q2 will be a good time. So Q2 will be the timing that 580 watt peak should be available. And if you would like to place an order now, we can actually put you in front of the queue. There will be quite a huge demand moving forward, and this industry is going to be tight, right? The supply is going to be tight. So if you are going to be installing a project in the upcoming months or years, it is a very good idea to plan ahead and to actually book your stock early. I'm not kidding. You will have a problem trying to secure stock late. All right, thanks all for coming. Yeah, and someone says something? No?
Yeah, sure. By the way, since we talk about the roadmap, we do have 2-in-1. I think they're going to come out in Asia during the December. That's for 2 modules for 1 device. Yeah, so it's more compatible right now.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Philippines, and thank you for having us. We are very happy to organize this event, and we're going to do this quite regularly. This is called the Asia Pacific series that Jinko likes to do, and for every country around the region, we are more than happy to do it. And if you are looking to connect with us, we can even do for your company a exclusive training session as well. So please feel free to connect us, and we'll be happy to assist. If not, good afternoon, good evening, and have a great week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.